Hey, we're back. The Rick and Jane Show. If you're looking for Brian, you're out of luck. He is not here today. He's taking a little rest and relaxation. We're not going to tell you where he is because we don't really even know. But there will be a surprise. He will be doing the show tomorrow. He'll be doing it from some location yet to be shared. It's already been determined. We just don't know what it is. So
very exciting.
Yeah, tune in tomorrow, and you'll be able to catch Brian. I don't know if he's going to be in the Himalayas, if he's going to be laying on the beach. I don't know where he is, but suffice to say, he'll make it exciting, and I'm sure he'll give you his perspective on last night's Trump rally, which he shared with some like-thinking folks in Canton last night, Canton, Georgia. He was down there, had dinner with them. I think the reason he went down probably was for the free meal. Well, we're delighted to be here. Josh, show them again how they can reach us if we want to. There we are. We've got the Instagram, we've got the Twitter account, and we've got the YouTube account. So you can also call in 24/7 on our hotline, 706-889-9700. Rick and Jane are coming to you from the office this morning. We got here a little bit late, so we didn't get to the green room to get our continental breakfast.
I ordered Eggs Benedict. Forget continental. I don't want a cinnamon roll. I need some.
Aren't Eggs Benedict the best?
Oh, my
little hollandaise.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Anyway, you're making me hungry.
Me too.
Let's get back to the.
Okay.
Let's get back to the message at hand. Some accomplishments. We talked about the judges.
Yep.
107 appointments already. 6 million new jobs created. I guess they found the wand, Barack, because Barack said, "What am I supposed to do? Wave a magic wand to recreate these jobs?" That's going to be the new norm, folks. They're never coming back. Ha!
Yeah, he said factories are gone. They're just gone. You're going to have to learn how to do AI. You're going to have to learn, guys who usually make cars and work in factories. You're going to have to learn how to work behind a computer.
And we're going to put all this money into retraining everybody.
Right.
Right? That's what the coal miners want to do, right? Be retrained? No. They want to do what generations in the past have done in their families, and that is bring coal to the surface because it is our leading form of energy.
I don't know why everyone can't see through the systematic plan that the Dems have of bringing our country down. And one of the statements Obama said, he's going to bring factories back and jobs. He can't do that. What does he think what is he thinking? Does he have a magic wand? He just can't do that. Well, 60,000 factories are back. But the fact that Obama could not see that far, he's supposed to be this futuristic genius. But they had a plan for totally taking our country down to a level with not even England. I think they wanted us below that.
No, they did not want to make America great again. What they wanted to do is they wanted to make excuses for our successes and do the apology tour, which is what they did.
Oh.
And go around and making excuses for, we are so sorry that we were the best for a while. Well, that's not going to happen anymore, folks. That's why the flyover, folks, I call them the flyovers, between the East Coast and the West Coast, that's what energizes them. That's what energizes Trump's base. He puts it out there. He says he's going to do it. And they've never had a president that has delivered on promises. Like, how many presidents have said that they were going to move the capital of Israel?
Many. Way back, Reagan, it was back then. Was it before that? Why didn't they do it?
They were all campaign promises.
Think about it. Why didn't they never intended to do it. Deep State didn't want to do it. and even if the president campaigned on it and thought he was going to do it, when he got to be president, he found out he wasn't going to do it in no uncertain terms.
Because of why?
They're
Because
controlled
they were being,
by the deep state.
Yeah.
In my view.
Oh, yeah. No, I totally agree. You know, if there was a campaign promise by all these presidents, why wasn't it done? Why was it done this time? Because he's keeping his promise. It came in, as he would say, we've got a new embassy, we've got a new capital, we're in Jerusalem, and oh, by the way, folks, it came in under budget.
Way under budget.
That's right.
This is old news, but
Talk about it.
When Obama said, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor.
Boy.
We know all that. We listened to it, and then people were saying, well, Jane, see, this is going to be fine. I didn't realize it was a bald-faced lie, and it was premeditated bald-faced lie, because there are many. Remember the guy that was caught saying, these people are so stupid, we're going to tell them that? Nothing ever came of that.
He was the architect of the plan.
Of the pulling the wool over everyone's eyes. We'll just lie to them. And he laughed about it. That was all over the news. Where is he now? Probably in the Bahamas somewhere. It just washed away because of the media.
Right.
Why? I don't understand why my liberal friends, do they not even see that on their channel, which they watch CNN, or are they just blind as a bat? It baffles me.
It does me too.
They're bright people.
It does me too. When you see that a tax cut and a reduction in regulations puts 3,000 tangible dollars back to every family.
Oh, wow. He just went over that.
You wonder, why in the world does that not resonate with everybody? Because they got one goal in mind, and that's they don't like this president. They want to destroy him at all costs, and be damned if it hurts the country doing it.
One thing that confuses me is why the Republicans don't hit this on the head in language that everyone can understand. Me, for one. But some people really just don't get I want free college. We're going to give you free college. We're going to give you free medical. I mean, ask someone, I want a Mercedes. Ask me if I want a yacht. I'm going to give you a yacht. They can't give everything. They can't pay for it. But these people, especially the younger ones in college, think we're going to get free medical care. We shouldn't pay for it. Russia doesn't have to pay for it. England doesn't have to pay for it. Then you say everyone comes here, and they absolutely stop the conversation. It doesn't compute to them. And everyone knows the numbers don't add up.
The progressive left, including Bernie, AOC, all of them, have brainwashed the younger generation into thinking that these are God-given, inalienable rights that they have. That they have a right to this and a right to that. I'm sorry. The only right that you've got is the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Everything else is a privilege, damn it. And, someone's got to pay for it. Whether it be you or myself or, nothing is free.
So, sitting with a liberal relative of mine this weekend and my 13-year-old grandson, the liberal relative is 20. So my grandson that's 13 said, what's this about when you die you have to pay taxes? I said, you mean the death tax? They're calling it now the inheritance tax. It is the death tax.
Exactly.
And so here's my liberal
20-year-old
over here, and she doesn't like to talk politics, but she was kind of trapped on the porch with the grandkids. So she looked at me and I said, that is abominable. They want to take half of your money, blah, blah, blah. So then they say, because she's socialistic, right? And she's saying, so-and-so doesn't pay enough taxes and their taxes are too high and they're taking our money. I said, so Bernie is raising taxes? Kamala's got to raise taxes? The fake Indian woman's got to, and so I'm saying, I'm hoping she's listening, because we're talking very calmly, and she was amazed that I, as a conservative, would say, yes, I don't like the death tax. Yes, if Google doesn't pay any taxes and we're paying 50% of our, is that fair? No, they need to pay more taxes. So she was going, whoa, I'm hoping something kind of slipped in there. But that's what we're up against.
I know.
More taxes.
Exactly, and it's the only way. It's just textbook progressive. Give to the poor, take from the rich. Give to the takers and take from the makers.
Just like our friend here, Hanson, he's saying California's becoming a third state. You can get into that, but there's an upper class and there's a lower class. There's no middle class, and that's what it is in the communistic, socialistic countries. Period.
Exactly. Some of Trump's other winners, NAFTA, got rid of NAFTA, replaced it with USMGA. MCA.
We'll see how that's going to go.
He hit on that several times. He said, folks, it needs to be nonpartisan. Democrats need to vote for it. We need to get that passed.
15 minutes, or maybe that was an hour meeting.
Yeah.
It's just like that.
Exactly. Manufacturing jobs. You touched on it earlier. 16,000 a month.
Unbelievable.
16,000 a month, folks are bringing back. What about, I don't know if you've talked about this with your husband, the right to try?
Love it. Yeah,
You've
sure.
You've got terminal patients out there. What's that mean, folks? They're going to die. And they can't have the ability to try something that's not fully FDA approved and vetted with all the testing that's a 5 to 7 year process.
Sometimes much longer than that.
Yeah. So what Trump did is Trump said, we're going to give those folks access to these trial drugs. What can it hurt?
Right. What they have to lose.
It's like him talking to the black population. What do you got to lose voting for me? Nothing's worked for you in the past. Give me a try.
You don't have a job.
Same way with the right to try drug. He talked about his taking care of the vets. He created a choice for the vets.
What I really liked, thought it was funny, and he handled it well. He said, and you don't have to pay in order to not pay for insurance. Remember that? And he set it up just perfectly. How do you like not paying for not buying insurance? That's
right. So you're talking about the fines that were imposed if you didn't pay, if you didn't have insurance. You had to, you paid a fine, right? You didn't have it.
A big one.
Yeah.
I mean, some people couldn't afford that.
It was a progressive fine.
How could he get away with that? He did.
The only way that plan worked is if everybody, everybody was paying. What else did he talk about?
Another thing I loved what he said. I can promise you, I will never let you down. I will never let you down. He loves this country, and I thought, can you imagine Obama looking you in the eye and him saying, I will never let you down? He was so aloof. He didn't even think about letting us down or us at all. It was his progressive agenda that was pretty dangerous if you really look into it.
Yeah, Valerie Jarrett wouldn't let him pull that string. You know what resonated with me? He talked about the sanctuary cities and the abyss that they've become. We're going to get into that later. Trump wants to make this a sanctuary country for law-abiding citizens. What a refreshing thought that is, right?
Really great.
Where we apply the rule of law and have a sanctuary country where go ahead.
Well, I liked it when he was on that point, and he said, any person who believes in sanctuary cities, supports sanctuary cities, should not be allowed to run for president. Because that's a pretty far-fetched thing that will never happen, but it's really true, because they are ruining our country.
They are absolutely ruining this country. You're absolutely correct. Yeah. He talked about abortion, too. He talked about late-term abortion, especially. That could be really, really hot-button information around the time that we're going to have that 2020 election,
Yeah,
based on everything that's kind of coming through the Supreme Court.
It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
About abortion, and for me, of course, everyone knows how I feel about that. I just can't believe it's gotten to this, and it's that big of an issue. Death after the baby's born, that kind of thing. But one thing he said, and it's true, and it was so simple at the end. He was wrapping up, and he said, "All this I'm saying is just common sense."
Right.
Common sense. Is that the truth or not?
When you talk about energy independence and clean air, how can that not be any more common sense? And we had this discussion out in California, and they're talking about, well, we need to, why he got out of the Pacific agreement.
Yeah.
And I said, Bruce and I sat here the other day, a week ago today, we sat here and Bruce went over the amount of coal plants that are being built around the world. India is a perfect example, and you can replicate that number almost to the T. 455 coal plants currently being built.
Wow.
In India. Now,
Wow.
What are we going to do if we say, okay, we're not going to have any more fossil fuels?
That's what Hillary said. They're just going to have to do something else. Remember, we're shutting those coal plants down.
And I thought to myself, you're coming back to your common sense statement. Just, can you not put it in perspective and say, where are we going to be if we get rid of coal right now? You're not going to be able to plug in your cars, because where does that power grid come from? Where's the power come from that is put on the grid that you extract to charge the battery in your car? It comes from a coal-fired plant or a natural gas-fired plant. Two resources that have made us energy independent in this country. Did we ever think in the Jimmy Carter era, when gas was $4 a gallon, that we were going to be able to say we're energy independent? You remember
Never.
those days?
I do. Well,
1970.
we bought a house during that time.
Hey, we did too.
19% interest.
Yeah. 21 in Illinois.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
I know. What were we thinking, right?
What were we thinking? Another thing I don't understand why the liberals can't see it as plain as day is that you've got Al Gore, Nancy Pelosi hopping on a private jet. Then they're telling us we can't take a boat to Europe. I mean, because we're going to have to give up everything. I mean, it's ludicrous. It's almost like a Laurel and Hardy show. I mean, sort of. If you weren't crying, you'd be laughing. But they stand up and say it, and then they'll say, well, you're taking all these. I have to because I'm so important.
Yeah.
I have to get there.
I can take a jet because I've got carbon footprint credits.
Oh, my God. That all got paid to Al Gore.
Is that not the most craziest thing you've ever heard? The carbon footprint I'm offsetting because I've got credits that I've earned. Give me a break, Al. Jesus. Anyway.
Whatever happened to him?
I think he's eating peanut butter and banana sandwiches somewhere.
Al Gore? No, it's caviar and champagne.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, he's got to be then in Belgium with the people running the EU.
Well, they say Obama's sneaking around Italy. I haven't looked into them.
Oh, is that right?
He's over there with secret meetings because, the Five Eyes that were involved in spying on the 5 countries involved on spying on the Trump campaign. Italy's one of them. And
is he over there paying them off to keep their mouth shut or what?
Are making some plans, but it's all secret.
Jeez. Trump finished up last night by talking about, what they were going to try to do in the next administration. He said you're going to. He also said they're very close to a cure on cancer. I don't know if that's just a talking point. Biden threw it out there too. He guaranteed a cancer cure, but Trump also came out about guaranteeing school choice. Some of these schools are just an abomination. Some of the education that's put out there from the public side.
Do you know my daughter taught in not sure where it was, when she first got out of college. And remember the school district that was just they were exposed, they went to jail. And so Allison taught at a school in Rome or somewhere. I really can't remember. It wasn't there. Anyway, she said, here she was right out of college. Georgia? Yeah, Georgia, but okay. It wasn't Rome. It was not Dalton. It was wherever that school was. Yeah. I don't know. So she said, here she is grading papers. Some of the students, she was the only white person in the school, which is, she didn't mind. Here I am. They were grading papers. Some children would turn in a blank piece of paper, a blank piece, and she'd give it a 0. She was called into the principal's office and told, you cannot give a grade lower than 70. And she said, this is a blank piece of paper. You have to give, this was the main woman who was changing the grades. We didn't know. You have to give this. Oh, I remember that now, yeah. And she said, I just don't feel comfortable with that. Jiminy Christmas. And she was put through, she got notes from the kids that had things with pictures of their drawings of people with X's. That means they're going to kill you. She was threatened. She called us. I'm terrified. It was terrible. And that's what many schools are going through. Yeah. You cannot give lower than 70.
Unbelievable.
On a blank sheet of paper. They couldn't read. I graded some of her papers with her one weekend. Couldn't make a sentence in the 10th grade.
That does, well.
I know. But that's true. I know that for firsthand.
That's a whole other show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Trump finished up last night by saying that they're going to live and abide by the same values from 2.5 years ago. They're going to live by "In God We Trust." They're going to live by faith and family, not government. And those two got just a massive amount of support. Think about it, folks. We live by "In God We Trust," and we focus on faith and family and not government. What a way to finish, huh?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And in the end, you want to say, I want to ask the Bidens and the Bernies and the Kamalas, how can you improve on the stock markets through the roof? You have all these jobs. You can buy a house now. Your income's gone up. How are they going to say they're going to improve on that?
They're going to go back to the Mueller report. They're going to say there was collusion. They're going to say that he's an illegitimate president. Same old crap, different day, right?
Same old crap. But now, how much faith do you have in Bill Barr?
I'm still bullish on Bill.
Me too.
I'm still very bullish on him. I think I'm really looking forward to these reports coming out. I'm looking forward to see what action he takes on some of the just the criminality that's been so rampant.
Yep. And now they're releasing more and more emails, and there was more going on than we even thought in the first place, which was hideous.
Yeah.
And now it's worse.
Exactly.
Thank goodness for our Doug Collins. Isn't he doing a great job?
I love Doug Collins. He's a great, he's doing all he can. And he's biting hard.
He is.
So
that isn't easy up there on the hill, because he's got rhinos behind him.
Oh man,
that are stabbing him in the back.
Way too many. Mm-hmm. All right, we've chewed up an hour of your time here this morning, folks. I've had a good time so far.
I want everyone to write in and say, are we doing better than Diamond and Silk?
Burlap and rhinestone, right? Yeah, absolutely. We've had fun. We covered some ground. We did a little kind of a rehash. We kind of hit the high points. What stuck out in our mind. I still won't forget the image of Melania coming up in that yellow outfit. She's just so gorgeous in
the sun,
in her style. And her demeanor and her presence, introducing the President of the United States, and she called him. It was kind of cool. My husband. Wasn't that cool?
Don't you see how she's gotten more
confident?
I got goosebumps. I do too.
I got goosebumps.
I do. It's oh no, you know who he sound like? Chris Matthews.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Not running up my leg though.
But she's gotten so much more confident and strong.
Yeah.
And I love that. She had charge of that stage.
Right. And then, he recognized his entire family out there with the contribution that they've made.
Brave family.
And then Sarah Sanders.
Yeah.
Sarah Sanders.
Lovely woman.
That was just so cool. Anyway, we could go on and on, but we won't, because we've got to recognize some sponsors that are so important to the success of this network. Fetcher News wouldn't be where it is without the support of these folks. So please support the sponsors that support us. Take a look at these messages, and we'll be back. Talk a little bit about what's going on the left coast. All right? Take us to break, Josh.